Yeah, so let's talk about it. I'm actually curious. There's a lot of Zoho, where you're at the Zoho day. Zoho really cut its bones in terms of getting into as an enterprise player with their CRM product. So there's a lot of CRM analysts there. So I'll be really curious how some of the other folks that are there that you talk to, what their reaction is to some of this. But I do think it's interesting this. Uh, the ServiceNow announcements on two fronts, right? So they really had two big plays that sort of coincided with their earnings announcement. One was this sort of move, much more telegraphed move into the CRM space, and the other was their move into agentic AI workflows. And both of them, in my opinion, are aimed 100% at Salesforce. If you look at where Salesforce is at, if you look at ServiceNow's agentic AI solution, they are very clearly going after Agentforce. They are positioning this as a building platform, and I find it interesting on sort of both fronts. From the CRM standpoint, you talked about the fact that it's been this sort of stagnating market space, which is part of the reason that we've talked about Salesforce moving into the agentic AI motion. So it's really curious that ServiceNow decides to go after the CRM space. Now, it's a massive market, so maybe it's just simple dollars. They have to find sectors in which they can grow. But I found it quite interesting. And then the other little comment, and maybe this is now a competitive edge thing, but I watched the announcement, and like I'm a Bill McDermott fan, all right? I mean, I think that it's been amazing. But my exact takeaway when I watched their agentic AI announcement was, man, they were trying really hard, like way too hard to sell this. And I don't know if they feel they're behind Salesforce, which I guess they are because Salesforce has been in market, but a whopping 6 months. Um, so I don't know if they feel they're behind. I don't know what it was, but it felt different, right? I mean, I guess because if you think about ServiceNow historically in this space, they've always projected themselves as extremely competent and confident, right? They sort of didn't care what the rest of the world was doing, and this felt different. And I can't exactly tell you why, but it felt different.
Yeah, it is a challenge though because they're going into a very established space with where they are not leading the way. They are trying to provide some sort of guidance or direction that they have a new path, and that's always going to be a tough thing to do with an old market like CRM. But at the same time, there's definitely this space to improve the bridges between sales and marketing, the handoffs between campaigns and sales activity, as well as from a service perspective, the opportunity to automate a lot of this tier one support. We've been pretty honest in prior episodes about how AI will end up getting rid of the data entry type jobs and the FAQ, frequently asked question type questions that happen in the service world. If you are a tier one type help desk worker, that is a job that is absolutely going to be commoditized and automated soon enough by these platforms.
Yeah. Well, I do think it'll be interesting to see how that develops. It goes back. I talked about the fact that I had a conversation with the former CEO about the platform wars, and I will say personally, I'm gratified the fact that my prediction is 100% coming true. But who wins or how that plays out, I think we'll have to see.